What's up YouTube? Welcome to yet another Legends of Tomorrow video review. So we're going back to the American War of Independence, and this is set around one of the most decisive and iconic battles of the American War of Independence. So if you have seen in school or you've seen throughout time the iconic picture of George Washington on a boat crossing the Delaware, well, that image and that photo, that painting, is actually from that battle. So this episode, if you're wondering about what this battle is, then think back to that iconic painting there. So I love Legends of Tomorrow because it really does go into history. Obviously, still not completely accurate at all, but it's really interesting because I am somewhat of an amateur historian myself. I love history. I mean, want to give a shout out to Dan Carlin's Hardcore History podcast. So if you're into that and you want a primer for World War I and Wonder Woman, go and check that out there. So George Washington. Now, I'm kind of confused because we saw him be shot and killed at the end of the last episode, but I'm guessing this is where they try and change the past. So what happened then was what happened with the aberration, and then we actually have them go back in time and try and stop that from happening. Now, I loved the start. I loved Heatwave's whole bit at the start where it's like, you idiots haven't worked it out yet, who's writing this? It cracked me up. That was one of the funniest things I think I've seen in the entire Arrowverse, so props for doing that. And I love the fact that Rip has just gone completely loco, he's gone mental and doesn't give a shit dropping the assault rifles to the redcoat British soldiers there, which I thought was really funny. So we've got evil Rip now working for Thorne to try and get the Spear of Destiny, and it was fun. Arthur Darvill really was amazing in this role, playing the evil dude, the evil British dude. As much as I hate that trope, it was really fun actually seeing that, and, well, just really a nice departure and change there. So the Legends are pretty much depowered for the most of this episode, so we don't see much of the fighting, the powers, maybe except from Nate, Vixen and Ray. So that's really weird. We've got a kind of love triangle with Vixen, sort of trying it on with or flirting at least with every guy apart from Jackson Stein. Weird. But we have her now chill with Nate, which I loved his explanation of Tinder and casual sex and that kind of thing in 2017 in this modern world. So interesting there, and she's keen to keep it as chill as possible. Maybe it's due to the fact that she's still mourning her ex who was killed by Thorne. Now, next week we're going to see more of the JSA. The next episode they have been asked or tasked with keeping parts of the Spear of Destiny secret. So we're going to go back to Camelot, or not back to Camelot, we've not been there yet. But it's Camelot 3000, which is based on the comic, which is a very deep cut in the DC universe. The whole thing with George Washington was very interesting. I like the way that the British guy was like, yeah, you're going to be hung because this is kind of, it's treason, which it was. Back then, when you think about it, they're not enemy combatants, they are rebels, they are people committing treason against the crown. Think Guy Fawkes. I can't think off the top of my head some other rebels against the crown, but they are rebels, and it's a nice little accurate touch there. I'm gutted we didn't get to see more of the Legion this episode. Sadly, we just got evil Rip, which is more than enough. I'm happy with that. But I would have liked to have seen more of the Legion, just because of Damien Dark and Malcolm Merlin's absolute bromance is brewing, and the Legion was so great last week when we saw the reveal of the Black Flash. So not much in the way of kind of mythology and mythos moving forward, that kind of thing, but it was a good character story with Jax almost killing Rip Hunter, which would be a huge issue for them there. But it was an okay episode, a bit low key, a bit dull. I would say just like the similar vein of the Flash. The vein of the Flash was very dull, but we've had action-packed episodes for both of those over the last few weeks, so they're slowing it down a bit and telling some characterization stories. So time will only tell if Rip will have his mind back, which I'm hoping we're going to see a kind of real Rip Hunter at some point. And I want to know, when the hell is Captain Cold going to turn up? Now, I found it hilarious. At the end, we saw a monument to our heatwave there, which was hilarious to see. So overall, it was an okay episode, a bit dull, a bit slow, but it had some great characterization moments. So that's it for this video. Please drop a like, please subscribe. See you soon, and goodbye.